Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another video, and today I've got a pretty cool one. At least I think it's a pretty cool one. We're going to look at Ertl American Muscle 1/64 scale cars. I've got a bunch of these, 10 of them in fact, that I have not opened yet, and I would love to get them open. So I want to get them open. I want to get them to join my collection. I've got a bunch of them that we're not going to look at today. I got a bunch of these, and maybe one day we'll go over the whole collection. But today I wanted to open these 10 cars that have been sitting in my possession for quite a while. I think what we should do really quick is we'll take a peek here at the at a weird angle. We'll take a pic of these, take a look at these, the card art on these. So it's American Muscle, Ertl, American Muscle. So American Muscle is the same as the line of their like 1/18 scale cars, right? But these are 1/64 scale, and this, I would argue, is the closest you're going to get to a 1/18 scale in a 1/64 scale. These came out, well, we're going to guess right around the year 2000, 2001, somewhere in there, maybe a little bit earlier. I don't know how long they lasted, and I don't know exactly how many toolings there are. There's not really a resource for this. All I can really go on is what I have found. But these are really cool. Really cool, and we're going to get into them. I've got 10 cars, like I said, to look at today. Some of them are recolor repeats, stuff like that, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at them. They come in that plastic packaging, clamshell style packaging that we are going to have to cut open, which is always a little bit irritating, but we'll survive. And I think we should probably just get right into it. I'm going to start with maybe one of my lesser favorite castings. We'll take a look at this Chrysler 300C. We'll start with this one. I've actually got 3 different colors of this casting, so I figure we'll start with this one, and then we'll move on to the others. So we've got this one in black initially. We've got a black one, a green one, and a red one. The card art on these is identical, regardless of color, and my guess is that they came out like right at the same time. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and cut them open, cut the packaging. Now, these have come in a couple different types of packaging, I should also mention. They've also come in a like clamshell, or they've come in the clamshell like this. They've also come in like an acrylic case style. I should also mention that some of these castings, I don't know if any of the ones that we're going to look at today did, but some of the toolings that were put out in this American Muscle line have been reused as racing champions later on in life under the Round 2 ownership. So we'll go ahead and open up this one. This is the only one that will take a real kind of detailed look at how the packaging is constructed. You've got this little piece right here, and then there is like basically a card right here, and there's the card right there, and then you've got the car, and of course this like little plastic platform for the car to sit on. So the car can sit on right there, and then you've got this right here that can go like that. So you can display the cars like that if you want to. I don't think I've saved any of these bottom pieces or the cardboard that's come with them. So we're just going to take a look at the cars. I probably have saved the cards. I don't think I just have saved the bottom piece. This kind of has some details there about the actual vehicle itself. You can read that if you want. If you want to pause it, read it. The Chrysler 300C, America's greatest performing car. Interesting. So, being that these are from, we'll just say the year 2000, these are 24 years old, which is crazy. Time is flying. So the other neat thing about these is pretty much all of them are going to have an opening hood with engine detail. They're going to have an opening trunk with some detail back there as well. So opening boot, opening bonnet. And then the base is plastic, but it's got all these details on the bottom. These are actually screwed together, and you could pull off this gas tank in the back, and underneath is a screw. You could pull off these little suspension pieces or whatever, these bits, and underneath there is a screw that's holding this casting together. The tires are rubber. They typically will have inserted details for headlights. And for the year that they came out, these are done very, very well, I would say. Some of them have side mirrors too. We'll get into that as we see one. They also have multiple, detailed interior with some chrome in there. The interiors are the color of the actual car. This particular one has a plastic top. This whole top bit is plastic. The body, rest of the body is metal. Again, opening hood. That shuts pretty nice. Typically they roll. Overall, really nice models, especially considering that they came out in the 2000s, early 2000, and possibly late 90s. I'm not exactly sure. But really, really neat, really intricate tooling, really intricate casting, and a very cool replica. Anytime I can find these cars for cheap, I pick them up. And sometimes even if I already have them and I see one for cheap, I will score it. The one thing, them being this old, sometimes you'll find some with paint issues, some paint bubbling and things like that you can sometimes see with older diecast. It's just a sad fact, but we're going to go ahead and just open all this packaging again. This is going to be the same, excuse me, as what we just saw. But here it is in green, like a metal flake green. And looks pretty good. Again, there's the base, opening hood, opening trunk, inserted details for taillights and headlights. Just looks really, really good. Those two cars right there. See, very, very cool. So a very limited selection of castings, I will tell you that. A lot of them are, like, it's American muscle, but a lot of them old cars. Obviously, we're not going to see any skylines or, anything crazy like that. So this would be like almost like the American Tomica Limited Vintage, in a way. Plastic base, so a totally different type of construction. But the plastic base is pretty neat because it allows them to do all those little nifty details. So here's this one in red, in enamel red. Again, opening trunk, opening hood, detail in the motor, and the interior is detailed as well. Looks like the interior is the same on all of these. So you got the cream colored seats with the, kind of a cream and black dash and the black steering wheel. With a little chrome on the steering wheel as well. And just quite neat. And one day I'll show you the whole collection. But 10 cars I think is going to be good for now. So we got the first three. We got the first tooling out of the way. The next one that I think we'll take a look at real quick, we'll take a look at slightly more modern car in comparison to the 57 Chrysler 300C. We got a 1970 Camaro Z28. This is a really cool casting. This tooling, I'm trying to think if this one was released as a Racing Champs. I don't think it has been, but I could be wrong. And we'll just take, this is the only color of this one that I've got. For it to show you today anyway. I've got, I think, 2 more colors in the collection somewhere. Here's a look at the card that came with it. Very cool. They come with like basically an advertisement for the car. Get the message, get the car. So that is pretty nifty to have that. And then of course the tooling itself. So again, opening hood, opening trunk. That's a theme for these. No opening doors on any of the models. Doodad. Some details back there. can close the trunk. This one's got extra components here, extra pieces for the side mirrors. They didn't do such a fantastic job on the side mirrors when they do put them on. That would be the one knock, is sometimes the side mirrors, they just don't look all that good. And sometimes you can see little residue from the glue that they put in there, and that's what you've got right there, is that. Again, super detailed base, right? It's plastic, but it's very, very detailed. And then this is the split bumper Camaro. And this one's got quite the gap on this side that it doesn't have much of on the other side. So there might be an issue with this, the bumper right here might need to get pulled out a little bit. Now, if you wanted to, you could take these things completely apart. You can pop this off, pop that off, unscrew it, take it completely apart, back into pieces. It's held together by screws, basically. I mean, the headlights are held in by glue, or they're melted in. But I bet you I could fix... I'm going to be careful, but I bet you I can, and maybe I won't screw with it right now, but I bet you I could fix this bumper in the gap right there. It just needs to get pulled out so that this can get pushed in, because it should look like that right there. I just can't get it with my fingernail, so I don't think I can. Ooh, I almost got it. Anyway, there is that. So there sometimes you will find a couple quality issues here and there. Again, these are 24 years old, so they're getting up there in age. But still, very, very cool casting. Very cool car. A really neat casting from this Ertl muscle. So let's go ahead and let's move on to the next. Let's go to a Chevy Impala. So we got another 50s car. This is a 58. Chevrolet Impala. And we'll go ahead and I'll cut it open here off cam. So, like I said, anytime I see these, they're inexpensive, or if it's one I don't have, maybe I'll pay a little bit more for it. I try to pick them up because I really like these things. So Chevy 1958, again, you're going to get like some sort of advertisement. It's very, very cool. And there's, look at that, there's some specs on the back. No car in Chevrolet's field brings you more deep down newness with big new changes from road to roof. So very, very neat. Very, very cool. And we'll take a look at the car. So, yep, it's paint, I mean, it looks okay. There's a little bit of kind of paint rashing going on there. We got an opening trunk, of course, the spare tire in there. Shut that. And then we have an opening hood with a detailed engine. Pretty darn neat 58 Impala. Again, the details on the base. Very cool. Never seen anything else like it, really, with those separate plastic pieces for like the exhaust and stuff. This is a separate piece that actually runs all the way around like that. And it's just kind of like glued in place. So definitely a unique kind of thing. The hood on this one doesn't really want to... Oh, there it goes. Doesn't really want to shut all that well. But again, if you really wanted to, you could take these things apart and you can kind of tweak them a little bit, get them to fit perfect and all that. I have done it in the past on one of these models to fix it. But again, 24 years old. I mean, working with that technology, and you guys understand that like premium 1/64 scale diecast really was not in an age that people were buying that kind of stuff. I think back in 2000, at least not here in the US, you know, not in 1/64 scale. Hot Wheels are still king now, but I think nowadays, if these came out, if this style casting came out like this, I think they'd be pretty popular, depending on the car choices that they made. But again, inserted details. Look at that. Headlights, plastic details. you know, a little bit of cracking or whatever, looking in the silver paint up there. So again, not perfect, but really cool. Really, really cool as far as I'm concerned. Let's stick with the Impalas for a minute. We've got another one here, a 1963 Chevy Impala SS. We'll go ahead and I'll cut that one open. Dust is just flying off of this packaging. I've actually had these for quite a while, and I got them. They were pretty dusty as well. Got them from a Facebook seller, actually, that must have stumbled upon a collection of these and was selling them, and nobody was bidding on them. And I'm like, wow, I'll take all of them. So that's what I got. Again, we get the advertisement, 63 Chevrolet Impala. Clean cut as a jewel, smooth riding as a jet. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. So there's your standard engine options. Look at that. Optional V8s. That's pretty neat. I wonder what I'm not much of an aficionado when it comes to this stuff, so I can't tell you what engine they actually crafted to put in here. But there it is. And then, of course, we get a trunk, opening trunk. And there's the details inside there. And again, maybe we should really be looking. I forgot to show you, like, the interior of this one, maybe. Look at that. Pretty cool. The interior on that one, there's actually quite a bit of detail in there as well. A lot of these have interior detail. So, very neat. All right, so shutting the hood, looking at the base. Take a look at that. Looking really cool. It's a roller. All these cars are usually rollers. And again, you get detailed, inserted details for headlights up there. And you get painted details for the taillights on this particular model. I just think these are quite cool. So we've got this one in a blue. And I'm guessing they're using actual... or it's what's supposed to be mimicking actual factory color for these. I got another one of these 63 Impalas. So these are the SS models. Does that tell us what engine might be in it? Excuse me. But let's plop this thing down here real quick. Really cool color on this one. I don't know. It doesn't really say. I don't know. The Impala Series Special is the Super Sport version. It's got front bucket seats, distinctive identification, bright aluminum body trim, and smart wheel covers set in a class apart. Super Sport equipment is available on Impala Sport Coupe or convertible. Includes heavy-duty coil springs. You can match its sporty style with Chevy's many performance options. So I guess the engine's irrelevant because you can match it with whatever you want there. Definitely the V8, right? So again, fine, 409. So this one's got the 409, right? That's probably what that means. Turbo Thrift 409, which could be the 340 horsepower or the 400 horsepower variant. Rolls. Kind of rocks and rolls, but it rolls. Again, hood, engine, detail. Same engine detail in both of them, of course. And then, of course, the little spare tire in the back. And all the other details that we're knowing and loving for these particular models. And I just like them. I think they're just so cool. You can find them all over eBay. Unfortunately, a lot of times people are pretty proud of them, which I get it. I'm pretty proud of them too, but people are pretty proud of them, and sometimes they ask a lot of money for them. But there's not a terrible amount of interest in these cars, and that's why a lot of the times when you see them being sold on, you know, secondhand markets, like maybe like a Diecast meet or a flea market or in somebody's collection or any other avenue besides eBay, typically, you will find these cheap, like $4, $5 a piece. And that's about what I paid for these, was about $5 a piece. So something along the lines. And I think that's a great bargain on a car of this quality. And so I think they're rather cool. I don't know how many times I could say it, but they're neat. They're very neat. And a nice kind of piece of die-cast pass. Let's stick with another 50s car for a moment, and then we'll do the Mustang and the Dodge Charger that you can see behind you here. A 1958 Plymouth Fury. So the Fury, I think I've got this in like 2 or 3 other colors in the collection somewhere. The reason why I really wanted to open these up, because I really want to compile these together, get them together, and then get them sorted out together so that I can see exactly what I'll have. Ooh, you got like the Christine car basically right up there in the ad. Star of the forward look. It's a cool looking car, it really is. And there's no catching Plymouth now. Love old advertising stuff. I think it's super cool. And that's kind of neat to have that here. We are missing a mirror on this one, which I probably just threw down. And, well, that's something I'll have to look for, but as you can see, there's supposed to be a mirror there, but there's not. There it is right there. That's why I don't really like when they actually do the mirrors. There's a look at the engine. Inserted details for the headlights. Bumper. This one's a bit crooked. So this one's got some quality issues. And like I said, you will find that on these. That's why I don't really like shelling out cash for them either, because it's kind of, I will admit, it is kind of a crapshoot as to what you're going to get when these things have been banging around for, you know, in their packaging even, but just like getting tossed around for 24 years. When you have all these little parts and pieces, that can definitely do a number on the vehicle. But, yeah, like I said, very neat. Cool little Plymouth Fury. Kind of a interesting color for it. Kind of blue jean color. But pretty cool nonetheless. I'm going to try to find the mirror. I probably won't find it now. Maybe just review the video just to see if it even was in there. It may not have been. May not have been. But we'll have to try to find that and see if I can glue that back in. And I will do the effort to do that if I can find it. So there's that. There's that that car. And then we got 2 more. I got the Mustang Mach 1. This is a pretty awesome casting, actually, from this one. This is not the best version of it that I've seen. I've got a few more in my collection. Different colors. I actually have another white one too, or like cream colored one, but it looks a little bit different than this one. I think it has different wheels. Oof, okay, so we got an issue with this one for sure. And like I said, this happens. Mustang, here's the ad. Mustang Mach 1 new power play. There's your specifications. Neat thing. And the hood fell off of this one. Yeah, it's broken. And that's too bad. But here's the hood. So this is supposed to have a latch, I think, that goes all the way across. So like a hook and then a little bar that would go all the way across. Now, if I was savvy enough to fit, I mean, I could probably fix it. Or for now, we just kind of set her around in there. And I could just glue the thing shut too. That would be another option. But opening trunk and obviously the hood. I mean, you get a really good detailed look at the engine, which is, I guess, kind of cool. And again, the base is super detailed, and this car is kind of a disappointment now because obviously it's, you know, broken. The other little piece, though, is in there. I may be able to take this thing apart. I could possibly, you know, glue her back together. Might be able to fix it. Little baking soda super glue trick thing. And that may work. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I won't go through the trouble. Not really sure. But this one's a little broken, but still pretty neat. Like I said, just glad I didn't pay a ton for it. That's why you got to be kind of careful with this older stuff like this, especially when it's a bunch of different parts and pieces and things that can be, hazardous for your collection. But the casting's cool. The casting's really cool. I've got, like I said, a couple other of this particular tooling in the collection, and I really like them. So I had to go for this one. And, we got a broken hood. Sad. All right. Lastly, we got the Dodge 71 Dodge Charger. And this one does have a side mirror. I'm looking right now to see if it's intact still. The packaging is kind of broken up, so this thing has definitely been through some troubled times. Bouncing in and out of boxes, bouncing in and out of collections, never being opened, never cared for, But it's in good hands now for the time being, being in my collection. 1971 Dodge Charger. There's a look at the ad. Again, looks like you got your optional trims, engines, all that jazz. Very cool. Toss her on the bottom here and take a look. So again, we got some side mirror issue. Not a fan of these, and the problem is you gotta kind of keep them attached, otherwise you'll just end up with a hole there that you will definitely notice. But I wish they would have left that out of the casting design for the majority of these. Again, very, very cool looking details on the bottom there. Opening trunk. That is going to shut, maybe. Doesn't really want to shut good. Has never been shut in its entire life. It's been sitting open. And it's fitting tight, but it kind of shuts there. And then, of course, the detailed engine underneath. And we'll shut that and take a look at the front end. It looks pretty good. So, yeah, this is a pretty nice one, I would say. Another thing on the wheels, a lot of them could use some, like, black wash in the wheel instead of just that chrome. That is another little gripey thing about these. So they're not perfect, right? But again, they're from 2000. So we gotta keep that in mind when we're looking at this from a detailed 1/64 scale perspective. There was not much to get that was detailed like this in 1/64 scale. In fact, I don't know if there was anything else really that was this detailed in 1/64 that would be that old now. If you guys know of anything, let me know, because I'd be definitely interested in checking them out. But I thought this would be a fun episode to kind of do and kind of show you all these. And again, at some point, I'll assemble the entire collection and we'll revisit this line. Might take a while to do, but sometime we will. And I really actually like this one. I think this one's really cool. I think I only have one other version of this car, and I think it's yellow, or like a banana color. I think this looks great in green. It looks actually quite good. The only kind of ugly bit is this mirror. Honestly, if I take like really cool pictures of this, I might Photoshop the mirror out. Wonder if I could add some black wash to the rims and stuff in Photoshop. I don't know. You could get this thing to look really freaking cool. And actually, customizers, if you wanted to add details and add some flavor to these cars, you could do it very, very easily. They're definitely, you can disassemble them. I'm not going to disassemble one for you right now, but you can definitely do it. I've done it before. You can pull these things completely apart and take a look at them. You got to be careful not to break more bits off of them. But I do think they're really, really neat. I'm going to go with this one's my favorite one today. I do like the Camaro as well. The Camaro is really cool. It's cool casting, split bumper. And then, I don't know, these Impalas are really solid. Pretty neat. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm definitely curious to hear what you think about this line of diecast. This defunct line. Yeah, go look for them. Look for them if you're interested. They're pretty neat. You know, they predate a lot of premium diecast. They predate, you know, many things that we consider now to be premium, and these were premium for the time and still kind of hold up today, right? And I think they're different. There's nothing else really like them. So I think they're very cool. All right. That's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and you guys have a great day. Bye.